Since my very good friend and fellow bombardier Johnny Mead has passed away, there's no one around really to speak for him, but I would like very much to say something about him because he was a true hero. One night in May of '44, while flying, I think, with the MUN crew on a mission into France, they were unfortunate enough to fly over a flak train and were hit and had an engine set afire and eventually had to bail out. Fortunately, the entire crew managed to land safely, and sometime later while visiting Johnny in New Orleans, I asked him about his actual story and what really happened on that mission, and he said, well, when I hit the ground, I got out of my parachute and buried it and got the hell out of there as fast as I could. And I walked all night through a wooded area, and just at break of day the next morning, I broke out, and there was a pathway on the edge of the forest, and a little French girl came walking along. So I finally mustered the nerve to get her attention, and she motioned to me to follow her, which I did because I really had no other alternative. We finally arrived at a little farmhouse, and near the house was a little storage house, a shed, and she motioned for me to go inside there. I went in, and almost immediately the door on the house slammed shut, and I heard a bolt slam. And I said, damn, I have survived getting shot down, a bailout, and avoided a German patrols, and now I've been duped into this by a little French girl. I said, well, what did you do then, Johnny? He said, well, I looked around, and there was a big stack of bottles of wine, so I just opened one and drank it. But then, after a short while, the girl's father came out of the house and took me in, and they cared for me and eventually put me in contact with the French resistance in the area. And as a footnote, Johnny stayed over there for like a couple of months and actually worked with the Marquis. He taught them something about small arms fire, and one night while on a patrol, he had to swim the Loire River to avoid a German patrol that had spotted them. So he had quite an adventure. But eventually I think Colonel Heflin flew in a C-47 and picked him up and returned him to England. So he survived the adventure, but it could be quite harrowing at times.